CSF late night.
Clemson Nation, we represent. All in.
Shortest nigga Clemson. LSU fan came to get spike in my booty. Roll Black, fuck you.
Roll, baby!
Oh, bitch. Are you that stupid?
Yes, I am.
I'm not going to sugarcoat things. It's a fucking shit show.
And welcome into CSF Late Nights. I'm Rob Sanders, coming to you from the great state of South Carolina.
It's not great.
We're famous for a couple of things. We're famous for our beautiful beaches. We're famous for our palm trees. We're famous because we seceded from the Union first and told the United States to go and fuck themselves. Yes, we did all of that here. Not saying we're proud of all of it, but we did do all of that. Let's head down to the land of the Louisiana Purchase in Louisiana and welcome in Average Dave. Dave, what's up?
What's going on, Rob? I am from the land of seafood, jazz, and the Who Dat Nation.
And the clap.
Oh, no, we don't have the clap here. That's Mississippi.
Oh, shit. All right.
We have other things.
Phone lines are open. If you guys want to get into the mix here, update on the gnome. He said he'll be back eventually. That's all I can tell you. He'll be back eventually. I don't put out whatever. I send the link to everyone. If the gnome can't make it, the gnome just can't make it. But he did tell me that he'll be back eventually. I think I'm safe to put that out there, right, Dave?
I think so.
He'll be back. There you go. If he has a problem with it, he can come over here and we can fucking fight. I'll send his ass
the portion of the show where we talk to Andre about Billy Napier for 30 minutes.
Welcome into the program. Good evening.
And what y'all do to the gnome, man?
Oh, Jesus.
I think he has the clap.
I think he's right here.
There he is. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Man, first of all, we are now a basketball school until next year. Alabama should be a basketball school too, from the results of last week. So, anyways, damn, I forgot what I was gonna freaking say. Jesus freaking Christ!
I mean, I was pretty sure you were gonna suck Billy Napier's dick for 30 minutes.
Oh no! Well, I hope he does get a job. I really, really do.
I know you do. That's all you post about.
Well, first, hey, he needs a job. So
you got a job.
I caught the show late, a couple minutes ago with you, Rob.
Yeah.
Did South Carolina lose because? I'm sorry. Did Florida lose because South Carolina gave them the shitty ice or the Gatorade from the concession stand?
No,
is that why they lost that like that?
Gamecock fans, and I've told them, they're all running around with their ass on their shoulders because they think that they're a viable football program. And I told them on the show tonight, and there are a lot of Gamecock fans that listen to the Rob and Kale show. I said, look, don't get your fucking hopes up. Okay, you beat a Florida team that is shitty. You're gonna win against Mizzou this weekend, but after that, it's fucking out city. You're losing the last two games. Okay, it's not. I love how they just think they can just compete with Clemson because they beat Florida, and Florida is probably going to go 4-8 or 5-7 or what the fuck ever. Yeah, but you can compete with Clemson. That's why Gamecock fans are the dumbest fans alive. They want to be relevant so bad. I mean, they're like Tiny Tim. Please, sir, can we have some wins? Can we be? No, you're not. You're a fucking shithole. Fuck you. They're like Jackpot and I, we don't really argue about South Carolina Clemson stuff because I don't buy into their fan base. They are a shitty fan base. I mean, over the top shitty. They think they're so great, but they're not. They're fucking terrible. They don't
but
think
Rob, it was entertaining.
They think that other people, they think that other teams around the SEC respect them as a program. You are fucking just ahead of fucking Vanderbilt. That's where you are. You're just ahead of Vanderbilt. Suck a dick. Okay?
Do they realize that LSU beat Florida and LSU's not worth the shit? I mean, you can be shitty and beat Florida.
Yeah.
Like, granted, that was an ass.
This year.
I saw that. I'm like, ooh. Huh?
So we didn't even need a shoe this year.
I know, right? God,
Yeah,
that's gonna haunt them forever.
Yes, it will.
So,
I
so
just
the
don't think
Bama
that.
game,
Yeah, go ahead.
huh?
Go ahead, buddy.
Didn't
So
watch
the
it.
Bama game, I find it hilarious that Bama fans still think they should be ranked number 2. Okay, all this weekend did to me was show me that it's not just Georgia and everybody else. It's like Georgia, like 3 steps higher than anybody else. There's nobody just right below them. It's ridiculous.
For
I don't
now.
see anybody this year beating Georgia. I mean, maybe Ohio State can compete, but let me tell you something. If LSU's defense, which is one of the worst in a Power 5, can hold you to 6 yards rushing, what do you think Georgia's going to do? I mean, and that was in Tuscaloosa.
Minus 6 yards.
Hold on. We need to.
Baton Rouge.
Andre, give me a second, sir. Georgia, apparently, they had a young man on their team, a linebacker named Adams, that is that leads the team in sacks. He also leads the team in raping, as he got arrested today, turning himself in for raping a woman on October the 29th, the night before they went down to Jacksonville. So they lead the team in raping. He leads the team in raping too. So they're leading sackers, also they're leading raper. So maybe they won't have the capability to play quite like they should have. I look, in reality, when it comes to these rankings, and I think Dave will agree with me too. Look, fuck Alabama forever, but the reality is that none of these rankings really mean anything. They're just something for us to talk about. The one that matters is the one that comes out the Sunday after Thanksgiving. That's it. Those are the only ones that really matter.
Once the conference championships are played, that's the rankings that care about.
All right.
They're going to look dramatically different than they do right now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, December 5th, whatever the fuck it is. Look, we can talk about it all we want, but the reality is none of it matters until then, because I could look at the Georgia schedule. Their schedule is shit. They play Tennessee this weekend. Tennessee has looked a lot better here lately, but I think that they're a 22-point favorite. Then they've got Charleston Southern. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'm serious. I got to look at the Georgia schedule, but we'll just go ahead and do that right now because let me see here. We'll pull it up right now. I got it right here. Georgia. Yeah, they've got that. That was right. Georgia plays Tennessee, Charleston Southern, and Georgia Tech. So they're not losing very many. I mean, I'm just being honest with you on that. So they should, even without their rapists, they should be able to handle those games accordingly. But as far as Alabama goes,
other people in that defense that Ray Bryce Young. Trust me, there's plenty others.
Yeah, there's plenty. They seem to have a good group of rapists on that Florida team or that Georgia team. So we'll see that.
Ray Bryce Young.
Look,
but you know what, Bryce?
Here's the problem with Alabama is that their quarterback has a vagina that's been freshly fucked. He doesn't want to get hit. That's basically what it boils down to. They don't have that's just my opinion.
Well, I don't agree with Missy very often on things, but I agree with her. She in the beginning of the season said he's a puss, and he is.
By the way, here are Florida's wins on the season. For everybody that thinks that this was a monumental win there for the Gamecocks, they won over FAU, they won over South Florida, they beat Tennessee, and they beat Vanderbilt. Yes, man, that is a fucking monumental win, Gamecock fans. This is the same South Carolina team that beat Vanderbilt by 1. Please shut your dick suckers. Worthless fucking fans. I don't even
got a buddy
engage with them. Go ahead.
I got a buddy that's a Georgia fan. I was talking to him yesterday. I said, man, I think y'all going to win the national championship. And with a straight face, he said, we need to worry about Tennessee. And I'm like, are you seriously worried about Tennessee? Really? And he legit thinks, as a Georgia fan, that Tennessee has a shot. How do you feel about that? Do you really think they have a shot against Georgia?
No.
You want to go first, Dave, or not?
No. I don't think I need to elaborate.
Can I make a case for Tennessee? Let's just say that you put me on a stand and said, I'm going to cut your toes off if you don't convince me to pick Tennessee. Here's what I would go with on the Tennessee front. Tennessee has found their way on offense. They run a tempo style of offense that Georgia has not seen this season. The Hendon Hooker is probably the best quarterback that Georgia has seen this season. He's a true dual threat passer that can move the ball up and down the field. The game is in Knoxville, so maybe there's some hangover stuff there, and you have the capability of Georgia possibly overlooking them. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but if you told me, hey, tell me why Tennessee can win, that's what I would go with. High tempo offense, maybe strike quickly. Georgia is still running Stetson Bennett the fourth out there, even though JT Daniels is healthy, and there's something going on there that we don't know about. When you have a guy that's like the fifth quarterback in some draft boards, but he's sitting on the bench and doesn't get on the field until they're up 30 points, and they're running a guy out there that is a SoCon quarterback. I know people get upset when I say that. He's won a lot of games, but his talent level is on with a SoCon team. It's just the way that it is. So maybe he goes out there, throws some picks, high-powered offense. One thing we haven't seen Georgia do all season is play from behind. Have they been behind at all season? Not by more than a field goal. They were behind by a field goal to Mizzou. But I'm talking about getting down, let's say 17-3, and having to rally and come back, because their offense is efficient, but it's nothing that's going to make you shake your dick at it. It's decent, okay? It's decent, but it's not great. So if they get behind, maybe something can happen. Now, as far as for the Georgia fans, I hope that they do lose, because fuck their fans too. I don't like their ass. I don't like those fucking assholes either.
Chaos.
Oh yeah, no.
Fans are crying.
Oh well, look. If Georgia loses, now see, here's what I want. In Rob's perfect world, I would like Georgia to lose to Tennessee, and then Georgia Tech get them, just for shits and giggles, because they call Georgia Tech the nerds. Let Georgia Tech get them, and then by the way, you're still going to the SEC championship game. Yeah, Alabama wiped your ass for you, or Texas A&M. What would be even better is if Alabama drops a game and Texas A&M wins out. Then what happens? Then you've got Texas A&M and Georgia. Texas A&M wins the SEC championship. Georgia goes home in Rob's perfect scenario as a 9-3 team with the best defense that I've seen in the past 15 years. Fuck you, Georgia fans. That's what you deserve.
Wow.
Fuck you. Fuck Herschel Walker.
Really think that
fuck Ray Goff. Fuck Robert Edwards. Fuck Bobo. Fuck. I mean, give me other Georgia players I can motherfuck. Who else played at Georgia? Todd Gurley. Fuck him. Fuck their announcer. Fuck who? I don't know. If you played at Georgia, politely go fuck yourself. All right. Anyway, what else, Andre?
Matt Stafford. So you think that Tennessee has a chance, though? Honestly, if you had to sit there,
I think they got a chance to cover.
All the money in the world on it, what would you do?
I'd take Tennessee to cover.
I'm not taking Tennessee to cover.
If you told me I had to make a bet, I'd go Tennessee to cover. I picked. Right. We'll do our picks later, but in our pick'em challenge, I picked Georgia to win and cover.
All right, and one more thing. What will Tennessee fans bring to the game to throw on the field for Georgia? Dog bones or what?
No, I don't think it'd be dog bones. I hope it. What's that?
Milk bones.
Milk bones. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be milk bones. They bring mustard and hot sauce and everything else. So
you put up a poll, see what everybody thinks.
McDonald's fries.
McDonald's fries. Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Fuck Tennessee.
Anyways, I'm gonna jump off here, guys. Roll Tide off a cliff.
All right, there you go.
Right,
later. Andre called the program.
That may be the shortest Andre phone call on record.
Maybe so. Yeah. Hey, I wanted to play something for you guys. Did you hear the call, or did you hear the where the player like recorded the coach in the Bo Davis from Texas, just losing his shit on the bus, and someone recorded it. Have you heard this?
I have not.
Have you heard this? Check this out.
Shit's real! Some of you motherfuckers need to get in the transfer portal. You wanna go? Get in the motherfucker! This shit ain't a game to me! If you think it's a game, get the fuck off of this bus! I got my ass kicked! And you motherfuckers wanna laugh? That's fucking real! You think it's a goddamn joke? And some of you motherfuckers do transfer out of this motherfucker! Cause I'm tired of this shit! This shit's goddamn real! And we wanna laugh and joke? Fuck that!
Sounds like somebody ran out of his uterus.
So that is Texas assistant Bo Davis, who left Alabama to go to Texas, and of course Texas is a shithole, and that's what he was yelling at the players after their latest loss, I guess. And some chicken shit player fucking recorded it. What the fuck is that? So some people are upset by that. Me personally, if you're upset by that, what the fuck is your problem? What adjust your thong and shut the fuck up. It's ridiculous. Seriously. I mean,
Hey,
we're
these
raising
guys are
society of
coaching
pussies.
for their lives. And when you have a program like Texas that's not performing well with the expectations that the school and the fans of that program have and the boosters for that program have, I understand why the coaches are starting to lose their shit.
Yeah. Well, welcome into the program. Good evening.
Damn you, Rob. You fucking brought up the topic before I could even call in.
Well, I mean, it was on the list here. I mean, I have to prep things. I'm sorry. I mean, look, I want to make sure people understand when I say this, and I'm not mocking. I know that you're a Texas guy, but the world needs more Bo Davis type coaches, not necessarily at youth, not at youth, but I'm talking about when you get to the college level. Okay, that's fuck off with all that. You know what? If we recruited you and we got you here and you're not up to snuff, and you can affect the university that is employing me, you can make them get to a point where they fire my coach and make me have to lose my job and move my family, all because you're running some half-ass drills and shit out there and you don't give a fuck what we're trying to build, then fuck you. We need more Bo Davises out there who will jerk a knot in some of these young men's asses. We really do.
I agree. Honestly, I think the person who ever leaked that shit needs to hit the transfer portal too, if they're going to be fucking soft like that.
Yeah, well, and here's I mean, exactly. They should hit the transfer portal. I completely agree with you.
They can go to state as long as they have Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I mean,
there you go.
They're look, and when you look at Texas, I don't know, the composite roster things. I mean, Texas has like a top 15 roster or whatever, and you know, I think Sarkisian's a good coach, but I think he's got some guys there that are. I think that they've read too much of their own press, and they think that they're better than they actually are. And
well, Joshua Moore, he actually just hit the transfer portal because I don't know the whole story. I just know that he got into an argument with one of the coaches. He got his pussy hurt, and you know he's out. Which he can't catch a cold, so that's fine with me.
I just when I see Texas though, I remember the days when Texas had a really good defense, and like guys that played at Texas were just, especially the Texas secondary at one point. I remember they were just really good at one point, and it's like guys that I'm talking maybe years ago now. Okay, let's just put that out there.
I remember when Texas had a decent coach.
Yeah, he's now at North Carolina. But no, the reality is
really doing well there though.
I mean, this year he's not, but he had been doing well previous to
North
this year.
Carolina's got
Yeah,
a
he
top
was-
10 recruiting class. Did you know that?
That is true. That
Fucking
is true.
74-year-old guys got them a top 10 recruiting class. And I'll tell you this, I got to talk with Coach Brown at ACC kickoff. He seems like he's 50. You would not think he was 70 years old. He came in walking in wearing a pair of Jordans, the brand new Jordans, and showing them
Nice.
off and all that shit. I mean, he's still got it. He really, really does. So, and I'm not knocking Sarkisian. I think Sarkisian's going to be fine, but his problem there is that he's got a bunch of bumblefucks that Tom Herman left him, and he's got to weed those motherfuckers out and get in new motherfuckers so they can start motherfucking. That's what he needs to do.
Well,
He needs to establish a program too. I mean, that's not built overnight.
Exactly.
oh no, I mean it's going to be, I say 4 or 5 years, and that's being. I mean, that's
The
just being
problem is that Texas.
It might be a little sooner, but
Yeah.
The problem with Texas is they're not giving their coaches 4 or 5 years to build something.
oh no, I was honestly really surprised by the Tom Herman fire.
I wasn't.
I don't feel
if
like,
you look at the last little bit though, I mean, who have your coaches been since Brown left? You
Chuck
had
Strong,
Charlie Strong,
Tom Herman.
who was successful. Was
Herman,
Charlie
yeah.
Strong right after Brown?
He was.
I
He came from
think so,
Louisville.
yeah.
Okay. And then after Brown or after Strong, who was after Strong?
Herman.
It was Herman.
Okay, so those two coaches were successful at other spots. Tom Herman was the fucking man at Houston, and Charlie Strong was the man at Louisville. I mean, they had some really great seasons with him. So that place looks like where coaches go to die because they don't give them enough time, or maybe there's just shit that we don't know about that's behind the scenes that's keeping them from being able to compete. The recruiting classes don't drop off, but it just seems like they always classically underachieve. I think it's that uterus in the stands. That might have something with it, but I don't know.
Hey,
We'll see.
that's new. So that has nothing to do with Herman and Strong. So, but
Yeah.
so this is my opinion. I think it's a mixture of both. I mean, there's always been reports of the boosters being a problem. So I mean that could be an aspect, as well as what we're talking about is the recruiting class. Our recruiting is not bad. It hasn't been bad. From what I remember, we've had top 10 classes pretty consistently. The only issue with those players is, they could be 4 or 5 star players, but they don't go out there and play like that. They get prima donnas, and they get people that get hurt feelings. And I think that's part of the problem with our program is the people that we get. Yeah, they're 4 or 5 stars, but they don't play like that, which is part of the problem. As soon as they get to that higher level, they just want everything handed to them, and it doesn't work that way.
See, after Vince Young, the only Texas quarterback that I thought was worth a crap was Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
After that, I mean, Sam Ellinger wasn't bad, but he wasn't great either.
Fucking goddamn. I just hold on. I hate to break into this here. The Clemson men's soccer team tonight played Duke. They're in the Clemson's the number 2 seed in the ACC tournament. Duke's the number 3 seed. Clemson was at home. Okay. Clemson outshot Duke 27-4 in soccer, and they lose 1-0. Get the
Wow.
out of here. How do you have 27-4? 27 shots to 4, which means you're dominating the game in soccer, and
Yes.
you lose 1-0. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
My Tigers are fucking cursed this year. I believe that. I really believe that. And when it comes to shit like that, and like Clemson's got a great soccer team, you get 27 shots on goal and you lose 27-4.
27 shots on goal, and you didn't score one.
Did score. Who is that fucking? I mean, who is that guy? That goalkeeper for Duke's getting all the pussy tonight. Jesus, stop 27 shots. Holy shit.
In all honesty, I really don't even keep up with soccer, so I'm kind of surprised.
Well,
I know
most
you keep
people
up with
don't,
all
but I
college-
do
college
because
sports.
I am a fucking idiot, and I like if Clemson is playing like. Look, when I was I remember being younger. I would drive to Clemson to watch Clemson's rowing team. Like the Clemson rowing team, the women's row, just because I like that. I'll go watch women's basketball
was even
games.
a
If I lived in Greenville, like Clemson women's games are free this year because of the whole COVID thing or whatever. I would go to all the Clemson women's games. I would buy season tickets for the men's. I mean, I am that enraptured in Clemson. I would go and watch everything.
If it's
So,
competitive,
not just
I
the
can
football
watch it. I'll watch dodgeball on the Ocho.
It's you goddamn 27 shots on goal, Dave. How the fuck do we lose 27-4?
I mean, I'm a soccer guy. I played soccer in high school, and I was legit good. And 27-4, you didn't score one. They took 4 shots. They scored 25% of their shots, and they took 20%.
The lone goal came on a penalty kick in the 28th minute, and they lose. God damn it.
Oh, that's even worse.
My question is,
the score was on a PK.
Basketball and baseball.
The Clemson baseball team is generally one of the best in the ACC. The problem with Clemson is that they have issues when it comes time to play in regionals and going to Omaha. Their record's pretty shitty. But the baseball team is one of the better in the ACC. I think that if you put them in the SEC, they would be probably middle of the road. I think that's a fair assessment. But they've had number 1 draft picks. I mean, they're a pretty good team. On the men's basketball side, best players, Horace Grant. People seem to forget Horace Grant played at Clemson. Tree Rollins played at Clemson. Nobody knows who the fuck that is, but everybody remembers Horace Grant. So we'll go with that. But Clemson's basketball teams are interesting in that you're not going to get a kid that's a 5-star player like Zion Williamson. His stepdad played at Clemson, right? So his stepdad made him visit Clemson, but he didn't even want to go to Clemson. So when they were doing the whole reveal, all the Clemson fans are like, "Oh, it's down to Clemson. His stepdaddy went here. He's going to be No, he's not. Fuck off with all that.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that doesn't mean shit. So he literally gave Clemson the finger and took Duke's money and went on up there. But Clemson can't get players on that front on the basketball side now. But they have had some good teams. They really have. Made the tournament last year. Amir Sims is a pretty good player, but I don't know. Women's basketball, they used to be really, really good. When Coach Davis was there, they were a top 10 team in the country. They've been kind of in the shitter for a little bit, but they made the tournament 2 seasons ago, and Coach Butler, who was the head coach at Florida, is now the head coach that's up there, and I think they're going to be a lot better on the women's basketball front. Track and field were pretty decent. The row team, I think, is picked to finish 3rd in their division. So, I mean, we can go up and down the line. I know I watch all of that shit. It's fucking
I'm really
insane.
interested in seeing what LSU's women's basketball team does this season.
Oh, yeah, you guys got that the head coach from Baylor. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Mulkey, right? Is that her name,
Shit, I
Mulkey?
didn't know
Mulkey
that.
Robertson. Her son played baseball for LSU. So she is quite familiar with the campus because she would go to all the games.
Well, LSU's baseball, their recruiting class is number 1. I actually saw Edwin post that, I believe.
So what happened there was we already had a decent recruiting class. Then Jay Johnson got the hire, and one of his best player at Arizona came over. And I mean, LSU already doesn't have any issues recruiting baseball players, but when you get a guy like Jay Johnson, who maybe some people weren't aware of him or what he could bring to the table, but I mean, you just lost a gem of a coach. And I don't care what people say about Paul Maneri. He was a fantastic coach, a great ambassador for the game of baseball, as well as the university. And they went and hired somebody that I think is of equal esteem. So I'm excited to see what LSU baseball does.
The 2022 classes, I guess this is for next year. LSU is number 1. Clemson is number 16. So
I think Texas is number 7, if I'm correct.
No.
No?
No. Texas is 17th in the perfect game rankings. This is 2022. We're going to look at 2021. We can do that. 2021, number 1 is Florida. Clemson's number 8. Man, where the fuck is LSU? Did I miss them? Hold on, let me see here. Yeah, LSU is 7. Yeah, they have them as Louisiana State. I just refer to them always as LSU, so I was looking for that. But yeah, LSU is 7. Texas is looking. Where the fuck is Texas? God damn. All right, hold on. Let me see.
Maybe I look at the wrong shit because I get on 247. So
yeah, well, I always look at Perfect Game, but I can check the 247. But Perfect Game is always they're always right there with it. But I don't know.
Perfect Game is great. I don't know that Baseball America does recruiting rankings, but Baseball America's always got great information. I think Rob on your show, you have a what's that?
Yeah, you're right. I got a beat writer that works for them that comes on my show. He's pretty good. Texas is at number 60 in the 2021 rankings.
Wow.
For perfect game.
So the crazy thing about LSU and Texas,
7.
Many people don't know this, but LSU and Texas are tied for the second most College World Series championships behind USC, who was relevant back in like the 70s. I think since the 70s, USC has 1 championship. And I think that all of Texas and all of LSU's championships have been since then.
Hey, are you sure that you're, because like I'm looking at the 247 sports site right now and I see NCAA football recruiting, NCAA basketball recruiting. I don't see any baseball, so I don't know what you're talking about there. But I didn't know 247 Sports did baseball rankings. I thought it was always Perfect Game. That's pretty much what I always thought.
I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to. I'll go through. I'll check. I think it was whatever Edwin posted is what exactly like what I looked at. So I'll have to go and see what he posted. I will say, Mississippi State. If it wasn't for Mississippi State, I think we could have beat Vandy in the College World Series. But Mississippi State, I mean, they just they come back all the time. They always fight.
They were a team on a mission this year. It's good to. So I mean, I don't like Mississippi State at all, but I mean, I guess it's cool to see a team win its first championship.
Mississippi State probably doesn't like you.
No, they probably don't.
No, they probably don't.
And take that cowbell and shove it up their fucking ass.
I've been
all right, fellas. I think I'm going to get off here. I'll let Chuck and call in.
Okay, thanks, man.
All right, later, fellas.
Appreciate it. There we go.
CB.
I think that I've been to a game there. It's if you're not a fan, it's a great place to go to a game because you just appreciate the baseball atmosphere and they're fucking really hardcore serious about it. So we'll see.
I think most of the SEC teams' fan bases are pretty serious about baseball, especially your upper tier teams like LSU and Mississippi State and Florida and Vanderbilt and now Tennessee is up there.
I get frustrated because in the ACC you got like 4 teams that care about baseball.
Clemson, Louisville,
UNC, Florida State, NC State. There's maybe 4 or 5. Okay, Virginia. God, fuck, you got to put Virginia in the mix.
Yeah.
But then you have they'll have like Boston College, and it's just we'll get into that in a moment. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Hey, Rob, Dave, how are y'all?
Hey, how are you?
Hey,
I'm doing good. I don't have much to say. I just want to Bama. I don't know what the fuck happened. I've never seen.
Nobody knows what the fuck happened.
I mean, since Nick Saban's first year at Alabama, we were a 28-point favorite and we rushed for 6 yards. I'm absolutely disgusted. You're Rob. You said it best. Bryce Young, he has a vagina. He absolutely has a vagina. And I don't know why the fuck he won't run the ball. I have no clue. But
I think so. I didn't watch the game. I had no interest in it. Canelo was fighting on Saturday night. They had the UFC pay-per-view with Colby Covington and Kamara Usman and their rematch. I was way more interested in those things than watching LSU get the shit kicked out of them. So I was legit shocked when I found out what the score was and how many yards Alabama rushed for. And somebody told me, and I don't know if it's true because I didn't watch, but their impression was if LSU had a slightly better quarterback, LSU would have won the game.
LSU had every chance to win the game.
My bad. I hit the wrong button. Go ahead.
LSU had every chance to win the game. They should have won the game. At the last minute, LSU was down there fixing to score. I was hoping they scored. I mean, we played so fucking pathetic. I didn't even count that as a win. And everybody, and Missy was telling me, "Oh, you're not a true Alabama fan." No, fuck no.
Didn't mess them up in the rankings, though, which kind of surprised me, which is why I don't buy these rankings.
And that's what I mean. Can we beat Georgia? Well, as of right now, no, the fuck we can't. But who the fuck knows? Like you said, these rankings don't mean shit right now. But do we have a chance? Hey, I don't know. Maybe. We've got New Mexico State this weekend. What the fuck is that going to determine? Nothing.
So I work every day with a guy who is a hardcore Georgia fan. And
right.
I don't get it. He's born and raised in Louisiana. For some reason, he loves the Georgia Bulldogs. Whatever. I don't care. But, like, every day just runs his mouth. And I was like, you do understand that this is the same Georgia team that gives you hope every year and then blows it in the end of November or the beginning of December. One of those two things always happens.
We've got to get through Arkansas. I mean, I don't think that should be a problem. And we got to go to Auburn. That's what I'm worried about. If we
Arkansas looks completely different now than they did at the beginning of the year. So I don't know that that's going to be much of an issue. But Auburn is a legit scare.
Auburn gives us hell. I mean, every year we play them in Jordan. In 19, when LSU beat us, Auburn beat us also. So,
I'm just wondering that if Auburn wins, in what spectacular fashion will they win? Will it because they had kick six, then they had that Hail Mary play that skipped off of an Alabama defender and landed in the hands of a streaking Auburn receiver. I mean, just spectacular ways to lose a game for Alabama in those instances. So for me, those are fun.
I don't know, but baseball, Bama, I've never been a real big Bama baseball fan because we hadn't really done much. And I'm hanging on to basketball. I hope that Nate Oates can do something in basketball this year like he did last year and get us another NCAA bid. And hopefully we can go far in the tournament. But anyways, that's all I got to say tonight. But appreciate y'all letting me call.
Didn't even get the walking music.
Have a great night, buddy.
All right, see y'all.
See you, Chuck.
All right, there you go. All right, you want to pick games?
Let's pick games. I already picked mine.
Oh, God damn it. That means I have to pull up the form again.
No, I have it.
Oh, okay. Well, you have it. Good. All right, give me the first one.
All right, first one is Michigan, Penn State, Michigan -2.
Give me Michigan.
I took Michigan also.
Did you take oh, you took Michigan. Okay, you took Michigan too.
I took Michigan also. Mississippi State at Auburn, Auburn -4.
I'm going to take Auburn. You know why?
Fuck Mississippi State.
I took Auburn also mainly because it's at Jordan Hare.
All right.
UGA at Tennessee, UGA -22.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Bulldogs, but
fuck them both.
I also took the Bulldogs.
All right, what else you got?
Purdue versus Ohio State. Ohio State -19.
I'm taking Purdue to cover but lose.
I'm going to take Ohio State. I think that they can pull 19 points. They're 3 touchdowns better. Texas A&M.
Damn Buckeye.
Texas A&M at Ole Miss. Texas A&M -1.
Give me A&M to roll.
I'm taking A&M also, but I almost, because it's at Ole Miss and because Matt Corral can get that offense going, I was kind of.
Corral's injured, right? We don't know.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, he's not completely. He may not be completely healthy, so
No, I did not.
Part of the reason I think they roll.
We have NC State at Wake Forest. Wake Forest is -3.5.
Them both.
Yeah, that's how I feel about that.
I took Wake.
No, I'm gonna roll with Wake.
I took Wake also.
I don't like Dave Doran at all. So fuck
them both.
Notre Dame at Virginia. Notre Dame -6.
Oh, I got Virginia. I think Virginia.
Did you? I took Notre Dame because even though they started out the year really like lackluster, like they were really underperforming, they were just kind of squeaking by. The one time I decided to pick against them, they fucking destroyed who they played that week, and I was like, oh, okay. Fuck me.
Well,
and fuck what you've been doing, I guess.
Feelings.
Yeah.
Fuck your feelings.
Who has time for those?
Exactly. Get the fuck on. All right, what else you got?
Miami versus Florida State. Miami -3.
Give me Miami.
I took Miami also. Then we have the Cale Hall special. Kentucky at Vandy. Kentucky -19.
Fuck Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm taking Vanderbilt to cover.
I'm taking Kentucky.
Of course you are. Kentucky.
I mean, Vanderbilt's a shit show, and Kentucky is.
I think that Kentucky has issues on offense, and I think Vanderbilt can hang long enough to cover the 19.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Connecticut at Clemson. Clemson -38.
Clemson by 70.
By 70?
Yeah.
So last week I let you talk me out of taking the points with the Georgia game. This week I'm taking the fucking points. I'm taking Connecticut to cover.
Yeah.
38 points is a lot. A lot of points. Then the last game is the Gamecocks at Mizzou, and Mizzou is -3.
Yeah, Mizzou's defense is literally the same thing. Their defense is a shithole. South Carolina had 200-yard rushers in their last game. I think South Carolina rolls. I really do. I think they're
I'm taking South Carolina.
Fuck Rob's picks.
Yeah, fuck my picks too.
Fuck you too. Yeah, fuck Dave's picks too. Anyway, well, there's our picks. I don't know if there's anything else to put out there. I don't have anything else. Something else you wanted to get into?
No, there really hasn't been any.
We talked about the coach that lost his shit, which I thought was great. We mentioned the call. Oh, if the rankings don't mean anything, but it was the interesting thing, and I think everybody else has kind of hit on this too. Fucking Michigan loses to Michigan State, but they jump ahead of them in the rankings. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, that just makes you look like you don't fucking watch games at all.
Right.
You know?
So, and then the other issue I have is, okay, even though they haven't looked very good all year, I believe they're still undefeated. OU is ranked 8th. I was like, damn.
Well, hey, I can make a story for that. Would you like to hear my explanation for that? Because I actually wrote it down. Hold on.
Let's go.
All right. So Oklahoma, if you look at Oklahoma, all right, here are their wins. They have a win over Nebraska. Nebraska has a losing season.
Mm-hmm.
A 3-point win over West Virginia. West Virginia is, I think, at 4-5. Oklahoma beat Kansas State. Kansas State's not that good either. They beat Texas 55-48. I don't know what Texas's record is, but They
4
beat
and 5.
TCU. Yeah. Anyway, they have not beaten a team on the schedule, I believe, that has a winning record.
But they
So-
have OK State coming up, and
Well, but that's the thing. They've got an Iowa State. They've got they finished the season with three games that could change their trajectory. They've got
Sure.
Baylor, who's 7-2, Iowa State, who's 6-3, and I think Iowa State's a pretty good team. I think I was the one jerk off on this show that had them in the college football playoff. They're not a bad team. And then Oklahoma State's a top 10 team. So I don't really have a problem with where Oklahoma is because they literally have played absolutely fucking no one. Cincinnati's schedule is tougher than theirs.
Oh yeah.
It's absolute facts. So I don't have any problems with where Oklahoma is. I just
So-
don't. So
This set of rankings, I think the first rankings, Cincinnati was 6th, right? Now they're 5th.
Yeah.
So one spot away. Do you think that they get it by the end of the season?
well,
Because
in
the
theory,
rankings are going to look different.
in theory, Alabama and Georgia should be playing each other. So those are two teams ahead of them that will end up with a loss. Ohio State is ahead of them. They play Michigan. And that, they also had the Big Ten championship game. But you know what? With Cincinnati, I think Cincinnati's going to stub their toe before they get there. And I'll tell you why. All this pressure. Nobody wants to talk about that, but all this pressure. Okay. Cincinnati, their remaining schedule, they got 2-7 South Florida. They go home to play SMU, who's a pretty good fucking football team.
They are.
And then they've got East Carolina on the road. The pirate ship will be wailing on them on that Friday night game. So for me, I think they stomp South Florida, but they may drop a game before the fucking thing even starts. And I think it's just the pressure of, oh my God, we have to be perfect. Oh my God, we have to overachieve. The Tulsa game was insane. They almost lost to Navy. I mean, they haven't been really great. It's not like you look at them and think, that's a great fucking team there. You don't feel that about them.
Right.
So I don't like. I think the bowl matchup we're gonna get is Oklahoma, possibly in Cincinnati, in like one of the New Year's Six bowls. That's probably what might happen, which I think would be fine.
If Oklahoma wins out, they're going to make the CFP.
Well, if they win out, then the Big 12 standings. Hold, please. I'll give you those because those are interesting too. Hold on. Where are the Big 12 standings? And let's see here. Where the fuck? Hold on. I didn't know we were going to talk about this. Hold on. It just takes me a minute to get there. Where are the standings for the Big 12? They should have all this stuff like there's the rankings. Coaches poll, FCS coaches poll. Fuck your mother. It's not helping. Let's see here.
Oklahoma State 9-0, 5-0 in conference.
Play on? What side do they play on though?
It's not giving me the size. It's just giving me straight up.
It's just,
Right.
Do they even play They play a Big 12 championship game, right?
They do, but there's only 10 teams, so there's not a split in the conference.
So just the top two play.
Right. So right now that would be Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, unless
each other. So
if Oklahoma wins out, they're still going to play OK State because I think OK State and Baylor already played.
Yes.
So right now, Oklahoma's 9-0, Oklahoma State's 8-1, Baylor 7-2. Oklahoma, if they beat Baylor, they'll be 7-3. Iowa State, if they beat them, they'll be 6-4. If they beat OK State and OK State doesn't lose to anybody else, they'll finish 10-2.
Okay, well there you go with that. Well, under that logic, though,
so they'll have to beat OK State twice.
Yeah, but OK State will be a top 15 team at best. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So when you look at Oklahoma, then Where? Oh, okay. Oklahoma then to wrap up the season will play number 13 Iowa State, who's probably going to end up ranked, and number 10 twice. So they'll have, if they can win the Big 12, they'll have 3 top 10 wins basically. So there's that. So, but here's the thing though. If they do win out, I mean, and but it's going to piss off. There's going to be a lot of trailers burned in Georgia and Alabama because if here's the scenario nobody's really talking about. If Alabama drops the game to Auburn and Texas A&M wins out, I think Texas A&M can beat Georgia. Texas A&M beats Georgia, they win the SEC championship. Georgia goes home with that one loss. You lost to a 2-loss team. Please go fuck yourself. That's what's going to happen there, especially if you have Oregon with 1 loss, Ohio State with 1 loss, Cincinnati's undefeated, Oklahoma's undefeated. You're going to end up with 1 team from the SEC in this college football playoff. It should be the first 2-loss team ever in Texas A&M, but that's what I want is some chaos because I don't fuck Nick Saban and fuck Auburn and and fuck Georgia too. Send Texas A&M. There you go. Then we can, or better yet, that might be a scenario where the SEC is left out of it. You can make that argument.
So let's say that.
Oh, all right. So you're gonna put Ohio State in. Are you gonna tell Ohio State to kick bricks over a 2-loss SEC team?
Nope.
You're gonna tell Oregon to kick bricks over a 2-loss SEC team?
Not if the only.
Nope.
Not if they beat
Oklahoma.
Ohio State and Ohio State's in.
No, if all of those teams win out, okay, Oklahoma wins out, Cincinnati wins out. Let's see here. The Ohio State wins out, and Oregon wins out, and Texas A&M wins the SEC. Sorry, SEC. Go fuck yourself. Burn your
They're not
trailers.
gonna do it. I guarantee you that even if Texas wins out, and that's Georgia's only loss, they'll still get.
Who do you leave out? Who do you leave out?
They're going to leave out Cincinnati.
Leave Cincinnati out. That's fine. You've still got Oklahoma that's undefeated. You've got a Big Ten champion with 1 loss in Ohio State. You've got an Oregon team that's a Pac-12 champion that has a 1 loss on the season, but they also won on the road at Ohio State.
Right.
There's 3 teams right there. And then your 4th team, who was the other team that I had in the mix? Hold on, let me look at my rankings here because I was looking at this earlier today, and it made a lot of sense. Hold on, please. So Oklahoma at undefeated, right? We agree on that.
Yeah.
And yeah, Oregon.
Ohio State 1 loss.
Ohio State with 1 loss. And after that, you can make an argument for
Oregon
Michigan
1 loss.
won't matter. Michigan State won't matter.
No.
So your 3 teams there: Oregon, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and then Cincinnati's at 5. I bet they put Cincinnati in over a 2-loss SEC team.
I'll bet that
would be good.
Georgia's only loss is in the SEC championship, that they're going to put them in over Cincinnati.
You think so? Even though they have Cincinnati at number 5 right now.
Yes. I think one, especially if it's not a ridiculous
the wild card for this too, by the way, and everybody pisses on them because they're Notre Dame, but Notre Dame has finished in the top 10 for like 7 straight seasons.
Right.
Notre Dame's currently ranked 9th. The rest of their schedule is hot dog water, but if teams lose ahead of them, I could see Notre Dame possibly moving up. But I'd like to see the trailers burn in Georgia and Alabama. That would be fucking outstanding.
Isn't Notre Dame undefeated?
No, they lost to Cincinnati.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So Notre Dame's argument is, hey man, we've got a loss to team ranked 5th in the country.
Right.
What you got here? Oh, so let me get this right. We're supposed to Mississippi State beat them and Arkansas beat them. Both of those teams aren't in the top 25. But we're supposed to take that SEC champion. Okay. chaos would be just great. Would love
If
to.
Georgia's only loss is to Texas A&M in the SEC championship, they will be the fourth team.
Let's hope Tennessee whips that ass this weekend. Then we can sit here and we can all laugh together.
I cannot wait for the disappointment to hit the Georgia fan base because it happens every year, and I just know what's going to happen this year. I know everybody thinks that it's the world's greatest defense and Stetson Bennett's going to win the Heisman Trophy and that they're going to win their first championship in 40-something years, 41. But let's be real. There's disappointment every year, and it happens right at the end of December. Right at the beginning of December or right at the end of November. One of those two scenarios has always happened.
Well, fuck Georgia. All right, it's been a good show, man. We'll see you guys next week, man. Appreciate y'all. We'll talk to you later on.